We are Gold Ivy.
Our mission is to empower you to own and unleash your truth.
Stories of resiliency are gold, and ivy grows in hard places.
Those hard places are what create space for light to shine through.
You decide what works for your daily life and how to transform our lessons into your gold.
This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production.
We're coming at you with important information, warnings, and a solution. Sharing health and wellness gold with you is what we do. And so when we learned alarming information about devices that we routinely use, and we know you do too, we have to share it with you.
What most people don't realize is that the electronic devices we're using, cell phones, Wi-Fi, laptops, and Bluetooth, emit electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. The devices we're holding by our brains, on our skin, by our reproductive parts are emitting EMFs, and prolonged exposure to EMF radiation has been associated with potential health concerns, including neurological effects, impacts on reproductive health, and sleep disturbances.
Those studies alone are a cause for pause. But also, the International Agency for Research on Cancer that operates under the World Health Organization has classified non-ionizing EMFs produced by electronic products like cell phones, smart devices, and tablets a possible human carcinogen. Yikes.
And our solution? SafeSleeve. SafeSleeve anti-radiation products are designed to give you peace of mind of knowing you and your devices are protected while making your devices even easier to use. All of their anti-radiation products incorporate their lab-tested shielding technology that can block over 99% of RF and 92% of ELF radiation. And that's important because the vast majority of products that claim to block EMF radiation either don't have any testing at all, or they only block a small portion of the harmful frequencies.
We absolutely love the sleek look of these stylish products. They come in a variety of styles and colors. For our phone cases, I picked black, Andrea picked tan, and they include a built-in wallet with RFID protection and a magnetically detachable inner case. They're also anti-radiation products for tablets, iPad, and laptops.
We are pumped because we have been looking for a brand to help protect ourselves and our loved ones from this radiation for months. My kiddos have the iPad cases. Searching for a brand with stylish phone cases, colorful iPad colors, and functional headphones for our workouts, so that we can enjoy our devices, but also not have to worry about how they're harming us.
And without a doubt, it's time to protect ourselves. Grab your SafeSleeve phone case today and any of their other groundbreaking products at safesleevecases.com and use our code GOLDIVY for 15% off. Keeping the flu and common cold out of your household is important whether you're 5, 35, or 95, and we're going to tell you the easiest and most delicious way to do just that. It's with All Things Elderberry, a woman-owned business that has all-natural, vegan-friendly, and gluten-free elderberry products.
And when we say products, we mean a variety of delicious and beautiful products, not just for you, but for your entire household to get an immunity boost. If we had to pick our favorite product, I'm going with organic elderberry gummies. My kids are obsessed. We're trying to avoid sickness from school and make sure they can participate in their sports, so they take one every morning before they brush their teeth. They think the gummies taste like a mix of grape and cotton candy. I tried them too, and I can see why they ask for them every day. I love that they're boosting their immune system at the start of their day.
My favorite All Things Elderberry product is the elderberry green tea paired with the elderberry honey. The green tea gives me a midday boost, and the honey gives the tea extra sweetness. I also put the honey in my morning coffee instead of creamer. So good. All Things Elderberry is my solution for staying healthy before traveling, avoiding frequent colds and sinus infections, really just maintaining my health all year round.
What sets this brand apart from the others is there are no artificial additives in All Things Elderberry. Their elixir is made with organic, Missouri-grown elderberries, raw honey, and whole spices.
Elderberries not only help with immune support, but may also slow the aging process with their powerful antioxidants, improve skin health, and can shorten the duration of severity of colds and flu.
Visit allthingselderberry.com to explore their full range of immune-supporting products. Stay healthy and feel your best naturally. Use our code GOLDIVY at checkout for 15% off your first order. That's code GOLDIVY at checkout for 15% off your first order. And now to this episode of the Ivy Unleashed podcast. Welcome back to Ivy Unleashed. This is literally the day we have been waiting for in so many ways. We are celebrating today. We have a girl in the room, a woman with a rock on her finger the size of planet Mars. Brooke is engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. It still's exciting. It's been a few weeks now.
Yes.
And the celebrations just keep going.
You know, and when people get engaged, you want to know what happened. How did it go down? How did you feel? You want like the deets. Everybody loves a good love story. And so we're going to talk about it today because it's such an exciting time, and marriage is so special. Engagement is such a special time. And Brooke is feeling it and celebrating and telling all the people. And so today, I have a million questions for Brooke and we want to get into it. But I want the people to know, and I'm sure they want to know the story. Where were you? Like, start at the top of the day. And, did you know? Did you not know? All of the things. Tell the people the engagement story.
We love around here. So story. Everyone says, did you know it was coming? Did you know it was coming? And I just say, I was hoping and praying and speaking to the Lord as much as I could.
Dear God, please.
Dear God. I wrote in my journal, I will be engaged by 3/30/25. I knew we had a trip to Cabo coming up. We were supposed to go Valentine's Day, and I was like, this is perfect. You get engaged on Valentine's Day. Love that. And the ring wasn't ready yet, so we had to push it back, which in hindsight worked out well because it was nicer weather in Cabo.
So you knew there was a ring. You had...
Yeah.
Tell the people about the ring.
It was important for me that I was obsessed with my ring because I'm going to wear this forever. Yeah. I've been dreaming of this moment, and Ian was like, you want to design it? Absolutely. Thank you. So we went to shout out Continental Diamond and designed the ring. And then it was kind of a surprise from there. I didn't get to see the final product until he proposed, which I really liked. So that element of it was a surprise. So fast forward, 5-6 months, and we booked this trip to Cabo. We have so many weddings coming up for our friends, and Ian was very adamant on, it's winter in Minnesota, we have to get out. At the same time, we're talking about spending all of this money on weddings, and so I'm like, okay.
Interesting.
So we booked this flight to Cabo, and we didn't have seats. So it was spring break time. The airports are super, super busy. And we get to the airport at, early hours, and we don't have a seat on the plane. And
Wait, what do you mean?
We just didn't have a seat. So they overbook planes.
Oh.
And then they give you money to not get on the flight.
Okay.
So Ian says, how much money would you take if we don't have seats and they're offering? Like, if they offer us $1,000, $2,000, that's going to pay for our flights for all of these weddings we have coming up. So I'm like, oh, okay. Why would he say that? Like, that really threw me for a loop. I'm like, okay, maybe not. We got we got seats. We even got bumped up to comfort. I was like, this trip is just, okay, I was a little nervous. We didn't have seats, great. But now we're bumped up.
Okay, is he acting weird at all yet? Like, do you feel like he's nervous or acting like different than normal on the flight?
No. So Ian always, you know how suitcases these days, you can lock them with the zippers?
No.
Like, they have a lock on the suitcase. You can put the zippers in, and then you can set a little code.
Oh,
so he always locks his zippers. Yes, I don't, because why? But he always does that. So that wasn't a shocker to me. But when we got to the airport, we were 5 pounds over in our bag. So at 4 a.m., I'm ripping things out of the check bag, which, spoiler, that's where the ring was. Yes, he checked the ring, but that's on Ian, not me. So
heart attack,
literally.
You told me that, like, heart palpitations. Like, what if the bag got lost? The ring would be in there, and then you would be in Cabo, and then what would he do?
He's like, it's insured. I'm like, okay.
So he was afraid that get a ring in Mexico and be like, your ring is in the suitcase wherever it is.
I think he just wouldn't have done it. I don't know. We don't need to think like that because it didn't happen. Thank the Lord. But so we get to Cabo, and he's like, why are these zippers not locked? And is kind of freaking out. And I'm like, bro, chill. It's fine. So he thought someone went through the bag. Here, I went through the bag before we left. So that he was like a little thrown off. And I'm like, But in my mind, I'm thinking the ring is in
his carry-on.
His carry-on, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think anything of it. We get to Cabo Friday. It's a long travel day. We didn't really think of that. It's a 4.5 hour flight. Then you add on the time in the airport. We almost missed the shuttle to the hotel because you get off the airport or you get off the plane into the airport and you've got like all of these little stations. Neither of us had been to Mexico.
Oh.
So we didn't really know what to expect. We find the shuttle last minute. Thank the Lord. We get to the hotel and it's beautiful and we're waiting to check in. We're just exhausted. It was a long travel day. But he's very concerned we're picking out our outfits for dinner that night. He's very concerned about my outfit for the next night. And
what's he
hates
saying?
To match.
Like, what's he saying? Like,
he's like, what are you going to wear tomorrow? Oh, yeah, I like that. Then I could wear this. Like, kind of matching. So that really stood out because the man hates to match. Like, every wedding, he does not want to match.
Okay, let's time out for a second. So before Brooke leaves, she is pretty sure this is going to happen. And she's at my place to grab something right before you went. And I'm like, whenever we're about to go on a trip and we know we're not going to see each other for a while, we like give each other a big hug and we like talk about like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to see you for a week. Weird, because we see each other so much. And I just made her pause for a second. I'm like, what do you want me to do for you if this doesn't happen on this trip? Because she was like 95% sure. And she's like, book the, what did you say?
Book the sane asylum.
Oh, yeah.
Or mental health.
So I was a little worried. She like leaves. She's pretty sure this is going to happen. And so then as she's on this trip, I'm like looking at my phone, just thinking about, okay, come on, Ian, like pull through, Ian. And she's texting me, not Ian, making sure that our outfits match for tomorrow's dinner, winky face. And so I'm getting like this play-by-play and literally thinking like, Ian, you have to pull through. Like she is really banking on this happening tomorrow.
It was like all the stars were aligning. And I'm like, okay, come on. Like it literally could not be laid out more perfect. And so I had that clue of like, okay, I think this is going to happen tomorrow night. We'll wake up. So then I woke up in the morning and I'm like, oh my God, this is a big day. Like this day is just great. We're having breakfast and just looking at the palm trees and we're laying by the beach. And I forgot my book on the beach. And so Ian's like, I'll run back to the room. Backtrack. That morning, we got our photo taken by a photographer at the resort. So they have all these like photographers throughout the resort and they take a picture and then you go and they try and get you to pay for the picture, yeah. Right? Well, spoiler, it worked. But so this girl, Augustina from Argentina, shout out my girl, she took our photo in the morning. And so Ian was like, ooh, okay, I'm going to find that girl in the afternoon, tell her my plan and book a photo shoot with her. So we get to the beach that afternoon. I forget my book and Ian's like, I'll go get the book. 50 minutes later, the beach is right next to the resort, like on the resort. So in my head, I'm like, okay, he's getting the photographer. Like
you were thinking that?
Oh, for sure. I'm like, I am manifesting to my core.
You were on
this is what you're doing.
Move.
Yes. But also like letting it go and just being like, okay, how can I enjoy this moment? And like, and so it is like, let me just get lost in, this is actually what's happening.
Mm-hmm. And you're not drinking. So you're fully present, fully aware,
which was great.
Yeah.
Would recommend. So yes, that was when he found our girl, Augustina, and he told her, well, when we first got there, he saw all these photographers. And so he emailed them and didn't hear back. And so he was like, okay, shoot. So it was awesome that this girl took our picture randomly. So then he could track her down, found her, and our balcony overlooked this little bridge and then overlooked the water. So his plan was to propose on this bridge, have her behind the bushes. So that would be a surprise. And then, okay, surprise, we've now had this photo shoot, and then go to the beach and take photos. So he told Augustina this, and she said, no, beach is better. And he said, okay, well, how will I know when to do it? And she said, you'll know. And he's like, okay. So shout out my girl. She knew the beach was better. She's like, I do this all the time. Beach is better. Beach is better. So he's like, okay. So we had early dinner reservations, which is another red flag. Spoiler, because Ian does not like to early dinners. I love early dinners. I'm like, okay. our plan was to walk the beach to get into town, and it gets dark really early there, so we had to go early. So I was like, okay, maybe not. I was hoping he'd do it on the beach. So we walked down to dinner. He's like, spoiler.
So you're walking on the beach to go. So you know there's a walk on the beach.
Yes.
That's going to happen. And he's saying this?
That was like our plan that we created together.
Oh.
So maybe not so much of a spoiler.
Did he make you think it was your idea somehow?
Kind of. I was like, well, I want to go early because I don't want to walk on the beach in the dark. So yes, I guess my idea. So we walked down to dinner and he says, confession, I booked us a photo shoot. So then I knew. I'm like, okay. So then there's
So
Augustina.
What do you say? Are you like, oh, that's cool? Like, what are you saying to like?
I was like, oh my God, holy shit.
But you just don't say anything. You're like.
No, I was like, oh, I don't know. Like.
I just feel like it's like you both know, but you're not saying
right.
it.
How awkward. So awkward. So then we had what felt like eternity to Ian, especially. But I would say 15 minutes of this like pre-proposal photo shoot where he's so nervous. I'm trying to make him laugh so these photos don't look ridiculous. And yeah, it's just this awkward, like we both know what's going to happen. Hey everyone, Brooke here. One of my biggest goals for 2025 is to improve my energy. And I know I'm not alone in that. I also know I'm not alone in what I'm about to say next. Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I look forward to is my morning cup of coffee. What I don't look forward to is how much I rely on it to get me through the day and the stomach upset and crashes that come with it. I know it's hard on my hormones, energy, and stress levels, but man, is it a hard habit to break. Can anyone else relate? I want quick and easy, and I want energy. Saying goodbye completely to caffeine is out of the question for me, but trying it in a new way, that I'm open to. So let me tell you about my new obsession, everyday dose. Would you believe me if I told you my new morning cup of energy includes the following, and all in one simple scoop? We've got L-theanine, an amino acid that works to increase focus, balance insulin levels, metabolism, and lower stress and cortisol. We've got low acidity coffee extract, finally coffee that doesn't give me a stomach ache. Collagen protein to improve my gut health, skin, and nails. Chaga, a type of mushroom that supports immune system. And my favorite, lion's mane, a natural nootropic that helps reduce brain fog and boost my mood. In addition to it being the easiest and most effective morning routine, it's free of artificial sweeteners, additives, mycotoxins, and mold. I feel at ease knowing what's going in my body, all while feeling energized, calm, and focused all day. Check out their coffee starter kit. It comes with free gifts every month like a frother, gunmetal spoon, breathwork app, and more. Join Andrea and myself as we start our year and all 365 days with Everyday Dose. Visit everydaydose.com/goldivy and get your coffee starter kit delivered straight to your door. Use our code GOLDIVY to get up to 30% off your first order.
Who wants to know what I discovered that's an absolute game changer with my hormones, stress level, and quality of my sleep? I am not one to talk about supplements, but after learning all about magnesium, I have to fill you in. In May of last year, I tested my hormones and my doctor explained to me that most women are deficient in magnesium, how important magnesium is, and how the brand of magnesium matters. First, magnesium is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body. Cortisol regulation, take magnesium. Better sleep, magnesium. Muscle soreness and recovery, magnesium. Combat depression and anxiety, magnesium. The list of magnesium's benefits go well beyond those examples. I asked for the best brand of magnesium and my doctor said hands down, Smidge. She prefers Smidge because it's super clean and made in small batches. No fillers or common allergens, and non-GMO. Smidge's magnesium is made with a premium form of magnesium called glycinate complex. After taking the 100 milligram capsule of Smidge Evening Magnesium every night for just a week, I noticed how much better I felt in the morning. Melatonin and other sleep aids can make me groggy or give me weird dreams. Smidge's magnesium has improved my energy levels, reduced my anxiety, and my digestive health has never been better. I do my best to take it every single night to keep reaping all the benefits. I'm telling you, Smidge Magnesium is a game changer. The majority of adult women are deficient in magnesium, and we don't want you to be one of them. To experience the health benefits of Smidge Evening Magnesium as soon as possible, go to getsmidge.com or find the link in the show notes and be sure to use code GOLDIVY10 for a 10% discount. That's getsmidge.com and code GOLDIVY10 at checkout, and let us know how great Smidge Magnesium makes you feel as well.
So then we go down to the beach, and it was so cheesy, but she's like, okay, Brooke, you stand looking at the water. Ian, come behind her. When I say 3, Brooke, you turn around. So like could not have been more obvious, but it was perfect. Like it was so cheesy, but it's exactly what I wanted. The photos we have are beautiful. The moment was still super special. And so I turned around, and people on the beach were like, say yes. And it was perfect. Yeah. So that happened. And then Augustina was amazing. And she was like, what photos do you want? She had a bunch of ideas.
Back up. You turn around. He's on a knee staring at you. You see your ring. What is he saying?
We kind of blacked out. Except I did make him recite it to me after. And then jokingly, I'm like, okay, every night before we go to bed, like a lullaby, you're going to say this to me. It was just short and sweet and to the point. And I just remember when she was like, okay, I'm going to say 3. It felt like 7 minutes before she said 3. And
you're
Ian
staring,
and her,
looking at the ocean like.
Yeah. And behind me, Ian's like, now, like with his eyes. And Augustina's like mouthing, now. So like so funny. And then after I wanted to know like where you'd been hiding the ring and all of these details that the one thing you don't talk about when it's your person that you tell everything to. So that was fun. And he was like so relieved, and it was like the adrenaline swapped. Like I was super excited, and he was like, oh,
I bet.
And we had a nice dinner overlooking the water, and people that were on the beach were at dinner. So like they were like, oh, let me see the ring. And are you the one that just got engaged? And that was really, really special.
Celebrating with strangers in Mexico. Nothing like it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I bet too, like thinking, okay, in your world, you're the only 2 people that know for this, maybe hour or 2. You're the only people that know, and like how sacred that is, besides these random people that are like probably drunk on the beach. How special just to be like, oh my God.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I have people waiting for this. Like I've got to tell a few people. And it was hard because there was a 2-hour difference. So by the time dinner was over, it was, I don't know, 10:30 here. And you guys were going to Florida. So I was like, I don't know when your flights are. I don't want to tell you in the airport tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, Ian, we have to go back to the room, tell people. And so we told, a few people that we knew would be awake. And that was really special, like crying with our people, FaceTiming, celebrating. And then the next morning, seeing our photos, picking our photos, and then telling more people. This is like, that was the highlight of, I think, was telling our people.
Yeah.
Because it was like, we just got to keep reliving it throughout the weekend.
Makes it real when you say it out and you tell somebody else, like, this is happening.
Yeah, like, holy shit.
Besides the fact that you have a huge rock on your hand that you can look at any moment and be like, this is happening.
I'm like, oh man, yeah, now what? Like, we both were like, let's just enjoy. And it's really important for me that this wedding, like it's going to be stressful, of course, but how do I make it not stressful? Like, how can I really enjoy it knowing that it's not going to last?
Be stressful. Like, I got married, in 2011, right? This is a long time ago, but there was nothing stressful for me in the entire process. Like, we made it like, what are you good at? What are you good at? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Like, Justin was like, oh, I can totally, I'll take care of printing off the labels for all of the mailing thing. I'm like, okay, good. That was kind of stressing me out. Yeah. I feel like it's a choice for it to be stressful. I know the money piece is like, okay, it's going to be a lot of money, but if that's stressful, then like, don't do it that way. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of disagree with like, it has to be stressful. I just don't feel like it has to. I feel like if you do it the way that's right for you and Ian, and it lines up with the budget, it lines up with what brings you joy and what would be fun and what mean a lot to you. Like, the only thing that I found stressful in my whole process was we decided for our reception, since it started at 5 p.m., to have no children. And I knew some people in my family would have a problem with that. And so I individually called everybody that had kids. And at the time,
see, I ain't doing that shit.
But listen,
respect the boundary.
Listen though, we were 24 and 25 when we got married. So nobody really had kids.
Yeah.
None of our friends had kids. Most of our cousins didn't have kids. It was like
few
an
people.
uncle and one cousin. It was like I had to call 5 people. It wasn't a lot of people, but I knew a couple people would have a problem, and they did with it. That was a little stressful, but I was so sure.
Yeah.
I knew that we were going to have an open bar, and I'm like, this is just, it's starting so late anyways. And I'm giving you 6 months to get a sitter. Like, come on.
Yeah. We've been at so many weddings where kids aren't there, and also where kids are there. And then there gets a point where one of the parent has to go back with the kids, or they're driving home early, and it's just like, no, I don't know. There's a few children that is really hard for me. Like, I'm going to cry. Like, I can't picture my wedding without your kids, or like Jordan Alicia's kids and Ian's step sister's baby. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, there's other things throughout wedding planning that we can make them involved in. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that's just like a mindset shift of it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm really enjoying this like anticipation phase, just like I was with waiting for them. Like, it hasn't happened yet. Like, what is this going to look like? And once something is executed, then it's like, okay, you're locked in. Mm-hmm. And that kind of scares me. Like, I change my mind a lot. What if I change my mind? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's some things that you can change your mind on, and there's some things you can't, right? Like, obviously your venue. And so I feel like just trust that, you know, when you have to make those decisions, you can't go back on. Like, you're such a thorough thinker, and Ian is so level-headed, and you guys have such great communication. Like, I feel like once you lock in, you'll just be so excited about it. Yeah. Like, you'll lock in because you love it, or you're so thrilled about it. Like, you're good at listening to your intuition, and like,
yeah, like I hear a song and I'm bawling, and I'm like, okay, that's my intuition saying this. Like, the emotional charge of it is like, okay, sold. And throughout the years, we've been to so many weddings that years ago I started a list on my phone of things that I liked. And so I do basically have the whole thing planned. And an idea will come to my head, or people will send me an idea, and I'll be like, ooh, yes, I like that.
Fun.
Like, the intention is fun.
Yes.
Like, we are the last ones really in half of Ian's side to get married. My side, yes. Like, all my cousins, just Andrea's husband is my first cousin, and they're all older than me. I'm the only girl. I'm the last one. Our friends, we have a few friends that still have yet to get married, but a majority of them are married. So it's kind of like, okay, how can this be the funnest party ever? And like going kind of non-traditional in some things. That, yeah, I'm excited to recap the wedding, because like there's things that I don't want to that I don't want to spoil, that Andrea doesn't even know, things we're thinking of.
This is so fun. I love surprises. Yes. Are there any details that you are willing to share that are like, okay, this is kind of unique and different that I definitely want to incorporate, that you don't care if it's a surprise?
Yeah, I'm really passionate about the idea of everything being in one location. I like the idea of destination, but it's really important for Ian and I that all of our people are there, and it's probably going to be like 300 people. So going to Mexico or somewhere and not having all of them just doesn't really feel right. So we're looking at some resorts that are on the water that would be easy access for everyone, and everyone could just stay overnight at the hotel. So I like everything in one location. I like the water. I'm really drawn to the water. Thinking before football season, because Ian is an NFL agent. And so if we could do it before football season, that would probably be great. And
sometime but March, April, between March and
we're manifesting
August?
June here.
Okay.
If everyone could put out good feelers, but also open to like, what does the venue have available, and what if we fall in love with the venue? Like, I think I'd rather spend more money on the venue and have everything there and not need like all the bells and whistles, which is going to be really hard because I feel like I have expensive taste. So going into a dress shop that is all of the dresses are within my budget, and like, I don't even know where to budget. I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I'm kind of like, let me just see what I like, and then work my ass off to make that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dress shopping. That's so exciting.
Yeah, like I have ideas of...
Are we going white? We going black? We going red dress? Like, what are we feeling here?
White.
You look good in white.
Thank you.
Did you wear white on purpose today?
Absolutely. I'm like, I just want to buy everything white. And I feel like it's very easy to justify every purchase right now. Of like, oh, this is going to be like, hopefully, knock on wood, praying the only time I do this.
Yeah. Yeah, it does though. I feel like it lights a fire to make money because you're like, I don't want something that I love and I'm excited about to not be on the table for me. And you don't like, I know it's really important for you to not go in debt and just like throw everything on a credit card. And I think that will help with the stress of it all. Right. And so it just, I feel like you can think of it that way. Like, oh, it's stressful. It's so much money. Or you can think, how can I make this happen? What can I do to make this happen? Like for me, it was picking up serving shifts back in the day. It was like, how many days a week can I work 2 jobs? Because I really wanted a videographer. And Justin at the time, you know, this is 2011. So 2010 when I'm planning my wedding, 15 years ago, crazy. And he just couldn't see the importance of a videographer. And I just knew, like something in my gut knew, like, one, a lot of my family weren't going to be able to afford to go to Mexico. And 2, I wanted to have it forever, to be like, how did it feel? What did it, you know, they just capture so many details in a video.
Yeah.
And pictures too. And so he was like, I don't think $3,000 is, I think that's ridiculous for a videographer. And I was like, and I don't. So I flew them from Cabo to Puerto Vallarta and paid for their stay there and paid for everything from my own serving money because I was like, and it was exciting to me. And it's like a bragging right now. Like I worked my butt off and every year on anniversary, we watch the video. So it's like, I just think of things that you're going to be passionate about and want, like just find a way to make it happen or let someone know that loves you. Like, hey, instead of a gift, instead of dishes for my ceremony or, you know, as a gift, would you pay for this?
Yeah.
You know, or just put it on the registry.
Yeah. I think it's hard to fathom all of this for one day. And so that's why I'm like, okay, one weekend, making it a weekend thing. And so what's going to last forever, right? Photos, videographer, like the memories, going into it with that thought. Like I don't need special napkins. I don't need like all of the decor that says all of the cool things. Like, you know why you're here. You know, like what are people really going to remember? What's going to elevate the experience? It's that they're not going to have to think about transportation. Like they just got to get there. Everything is there once they're there. And yeah, you come and there's an issue, don't tell me.
Also, yeah. That's such a good point.
I saw this thing on Pinterest that was like, please contact, and it was like whoever's number. Like, do not tell the bride and groom. We were at a wedding where they ran out of food, and someone we were with like told the bride and groom, and the parents were trying to not tell the bride and groom. I think that's a fear of mine is like, what if you run out of food? Because it's happened.
Well, you shouldn't. But that is such a good point of like, what will trigger me? Like, tell your maid of honor, your mom, or whoever will be talking to you a lot on the day. Like, make sure nobody tells me this. Like for me, my trigger was there were some people that had not RSVP'd. I caught wind that they were probably coming. And I'm like, okay, that's annoying. Like we have a plate for you or we don't. Like, are you coming? Like, I don't know what you want to eat.
Yeah.
You know?
You're eating at the restaurant next door.
Right. And so I knew that was going to be a trigger for me. One, not so much if they came and they didn't RSVP, but more of like they RSVP'd and they did not come.
Yeah.
And we had like you knew your where you were sitting based on your luggage tag. So it was like a destination wedding. So every table was a destination we had been and had a picture on it of like the people that were at the table with us at that destination. And you just put so much thought into where they're sitting and this thing and the location. And I was like, when I walk into my reception area, I do not want to see the luggage tag table of who did not pick up their luggage tags. That has a place that I put so much thought into.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that they didn't come. And so somebody removed that stuff before we walked in.
Smart.
Yeah. So I would think like, oh, if this doesn't, this is going to like, I don't want this to ruin my wedding day. Tell the people that will interact with you a lot, like make sure nobody tells me this or do your best to like shield me from this because it will hurt my feelings or,
That's a good idea. Yeah. What's going to trigger me? I don't know.
Maybe nothing.
I think time. And so having like a day of coordinator, like one of the venues that we're interested in, they have like the girl that runs weddings there. She is the day of coordinator, so you don't have to pay extra. I'm sure that cost is included, but like that feels very like settling to my nervous system of like, oh, okay, I don't have to have someone else come and tell me the timeline. I really want to be at my own cocktail party. And so figuring out pictures of like, how do we do that where maybe it's just a few pictures after the ceremony, but I can actually enjoy. So I feel like I'm going to blink and it's going to be over. And yes, having like the night before and the day after is going to be helpful. But I don't know. I don't want to take a 4-hour party bus in between.
Yeah.
So yeah, we shall see.
It's such a gift that you have had all of these weddings to be like, what do I want? What do I not like? Like, how can I maximize this time? Like, I love that. And I love that you've been keeping notes of what, or, you know, for the last couple of years, because you and Ian have been together, 5 years? I mean, that's a while. And now it's like, oh, it's such a gift because now this day is going to be even more magical with more thought and more weeding out the things that you know aren't important. Or like Brooke was telling me that some of her friends have like, basically she has like a cheat sheet on like,
I'll give you the spreadsheet. I'm like, hell yeah. Thank you, Brie. Shout out, Brie.
Which is so awesome. It's almost like a how-to or
here are questions to ask the venue.
Yes.
Like when you're 6 months out, here's what to do. When you're 5 months out, 4 months, 3 months. So that I think will be really helpful. I'm also curious to see what like Ian really cares about and how our relationship builds throughout this. Like everything so far, he's been like, okay, that feels really important to you. I'm like, yes, let's keep this up. Thank you. But what's really important to him is having the people and doing the seating chart. He is very passionate about the seating chart,
That's so funny.
which is really funny. He just thinks it's fun. And that, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like building the playlist, I think is going to be fun. I like the idea of a band, but I think I like the idea of a DJ more and spending the money on other things. I don't really feel the need of photo booth, like little things like that I'm like, okay, I don't need those extras. Y'all take photos for me, put it in a shared album. We've seen that. That's been fun. Like the napkins with the dogs on, you know, all those little things that I'm like, I don't think I need those.
Napkins with dogs on them.
Oh yeah. Like if your dog is your child.
Oh.
We've been to a lot of weddings that, and like the signs, which like all power to you. I'm not knocking it at all. I'm just saying, okay, where else would I spend my money? Dress alterations. Like people spend more on alterations than the dress. That's we got to figure out how to not have that happen.
If you're an alterations lady or man and you have a discounted rate, let us know.
Yeah, if you know any good venues, any photographers, anything wedding related, hit my line.
Because we're not ashamed to say it. We'll put it on Gold Ivy, get you a little bit more visibility, okay?
Get that kickback, baby. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I want this. You know how some people are like, it's going to be like a fairy tale and you care about all the I'm like, how can I have literally the best time?
Yeah.
And music is a big piece of that. Water is a big piece of that. People. It's like, what do you really care about? Yeah, I'm excited.
It's good too that you've done so much like personal growth up to this point, right? Because you're going to be 30 this year. So you're going to get married when you're 30 and thinking about like what I can release, like knowing how to manage stress throughout this. Like you're a yoga instructor, you know how to meditate. Like there's
pause there. We were in Palm Springs and they had yoga the day of the wedding. And granted, it won't be our case, but you were doing it with the palm trees and on the roof. It was just gorgeous. But the idea of doing yoga, and I asked Ian, I'm like, would you do it with me? And he was like, yeah. So that might be a fun detail to include.
Yes.
We'd have so many people do yoga. Like Ian's whole friend group at the wedding did yoga.
Fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. So.
Get these Herbert boys to do some yoga. They can barely touch their toes if they can. I don't think they can.
Make it mandatory. Like you have to do yoga. Like the bride's grandma was doing it in front of me. I was like, if I am not like that when I'm her age, like I've done it wrong. It was amazing. So yoga, yeah, any fun ideas that you have of like this wedding did this, we loved this. Like, I love the random things that I think that's what's going to make a better experience for the bride and groom and the people. Like, I have different things in the ceremony that Ian and I have thought of, like, oh, this is going to be good, that are going to be a surprise to the guests, but like the wedding party will know about. So yeah, any fun little ideas, let me know.
So fun. Yes. Hit up Brooke. She loves getting these ideas. It's like, it's not overwhelming because this is fun. This is like what she's been waiting for, right? If there's an idea, like she said, that you have and you're like, I want her to know about this. This is something like I've never seen but at one wedding, you know, I feel like those are fun things to hear about. And they might not align, but I think.
What's your one piece of advice for me?
For your wedding day or for your marriage?
I don't know, both. Hit me.
I would say leading up to the wedding, I know something that overwhelms people is like the invite list and those types of things. And you can take all the opinions, right? But you're never going to make everybody else happy. So I would just say keep aligning with Ian when it comes to the wedding. Like, what feels true to you guys, leave the rest. You're not going to make everybody happy. I would say on the wedding day, have someone like maybe be in charge of helping you pause and take it in. Like,
I think you're looking at her. Or you need a mirror.
Yes. And it could be part of like the photographer's job too, of being like, hey, we're going to take a picture right now. And then before you go back into what you're doing, just turn around, take a little 360 spin, take it in, and then go back in. Because like you said, it's one day or whatever, but it's still going to feel like a destination wedding. You want it all in one spot. You've got everybody coming that loves you, and it's going to be multiple days. And for everybody, they have to drive to get there or stay to get, it's going to feel like a destination or whatever. So it's going to be magical in that way, even though it's not like on the beaches of Mexico or whatever. You'll have more people there, like you said, and it'll feel like a vacation, and you're trying to do that anyways with all of the experiences. And then I would say for marriage, I think you need to trust you have everything you need, both of you. Like, you have such great communication. I know I feel like I say that a lot, but it's just when I think of you two, like, you go on dates a lot. You sit down and have like financial planning together. Like, Ian likes to chat with you and ask you questions and has ideas, and you do too. Like, I feel like you guys have everything you need for a healthy marriage, and you have all the support in the world and all the experts from our podcast to help you thrive.
Life's
Whether
good,
it's with
man.
Intimacy, relationships, boundaries. I mean,
We've got too many things to implement.
Seriously, though, I think you guys have such a great foundation, and I feel like you don't need any marriage advice because you're so grounded and present, and there is no lack of love or empathy or compassion, and you guys have a lot of passion for each other, and you're both so fun. Like, I feel like you have all the elements that'll make it exciting.
This is, I'll leave with this thought. That's great advice. I like the pre, during, and post. So Ian is from Owatonna, Minnesota, and he went to high school. He grew up with a lot of my college friends. That's how we met. We met at the U. He went to a private school about an hour outside of the University of Minnesota. And I was best friends with his childhood best friends. And this Owatonna friend group, shout out Owatonnans, they're strong. There's, 10, 13 boys. And I always would joke, like, I need to marry into this friend group because they're just the best dudes. And then Ian would come visit, and I loved him from the moment I met him. There was just, like, I don't know. I just loved him. And I'd be like, okay. Moved to Florida after I graduated. I came back, and Ian was there. And at the time I was like, absolutely no boys. I'm in my single era, working on me. And then I was with him the moment I came back, and we've been together ever since. But I think back to that moment in college, like my freshman year of college, being like, I need to marry into this friend group. And Ian, and just like trusting that when you know, you know. And it sounds silly, but I'm like, if that girl in college could see me now, like, y'all manifest that shit work. Like, when you know, and see it through and trust. And I'm just really freaking happy that I'm marrying into the Owatonna friend group. And we did it, Brooke. We did it.
Yes.
I love all those boys, but I think I know I got the best one. And I feel like you just marry into the whole friend group. So I feel like I just get all of them.
Yeah.
It's great.
And he's such a great friend. I think too, gosh, it's making me emotional, but like, I think how you are in a friendship with people, that's how you are in marriage. You can be there for people. You can have fun with people. You can hold space for people. You can show up when someone died. Like, you can be there for the hard stuff and for the great stuff. And you guys are both really great friends that prioritize being there for people, which I think is another wonderful thing. So happy for you. I know the listeners are so happy for you too. We've had lots of encouragement in our DMs and texts and calls, and I'm sure it's just endless for you. But what an exciting chapter. And we're going to keep you tuned into all the details because it's so fun.
Yeah.
Planning a wedding is so fun. Being with the love of your life, having that ring newly on your hand, you're going to have forever. Like, it's so special.
Woo! It is special. And it is going to be an exciting time to follow along. So like Andrea said, stay tuned. We're going to post all of the things and let it be your entertainment.
All right, and lastly, Brooke doesn't know this, but she's going to leave you with a piece of gold.
My piece of gold is, if you ain't having fun, what are you doing?
This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold. We want to thank you and encourage you to celebrate yourself for taking the time to learn and get inspired in your one beautiful life. And if this podcast means something to you, it would mean so much to us if you'd be willing to take 30 seconds to help support our mission to keep bringing you inspiring stories and guests.
First, following the podcast is important because it helps you never miss an episode. To do this, just go to the Ivy Unleashed podcast show page on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner or click on follow.
While you're there, if you'd be so kind to give us a 5-star rating and review and share your favorite episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful for your support.
We are thrilled you're here and are so happy that you're taking time to prioritize your wellness, self-discovery, and growth with us. Additionally, we want to remind you that this podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We are not licensed therapists, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professionals.